Make women realise, put yourself first. If you come first, you can give so much more. It surprised me on how much a girl will dish another girl before she dish another guy.
Yeah.
If you're running around like the guys, what were you told? Oh, you need to be a little bit tidier.
Okay, you're listening to Spicy Bananas podcast where nothing's off limits and everything's on the table. We dive into body confidence, sexuality, relationships, and all the juicy bits in between.
A few juicy bits in between.
More juicy bits.
We're your hosts, B1 and B2. We've been together, working together in the adult store for many, many years. We've heard all the awkward conversations behind the counter, and now we're going to have them on the mic.
And good ones too.
Yes. So joining us today is Tina Fletcher, a powerhouse speaker, author, and bold advocate for women who've had enough of performing nice at the expense of their own joy. Tina has worn many hats, from being in the Australian Army to branding guru and raising 5 incredible humans. But the greatest journey? Unlearning the people-pleasing rules that keep us exhausted and undervalued. Tina's here to give us permission to press pause, say no, and rediscover strength from within.
Hi, Tina. Welcome.
Hi, Tina.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for joining us. Tina, you've had such a diverse journey from the Australian Army to raising 5 kids. How did you land in the work you're doing today?
Well, it's sort of, after being in the Army, and obviously I went out and I've had my children, and I came out of the Army as a graphic designer. So it was very easy for me to become online. Like, I was one of probably the first group of people that got online because we could. So I haven't worked for anybody else but myself for over 35 years now. That's where it started. I was online working as a graphic designer, and then obviously it just went into web design because that seemed to be the next natural progression, and then into branding, because without branding you don't have a business. And you guys can see that because your branding is beautiful. It's on point. And then what I realized, with everybody coming online, it was suddenly popular to be online. People were coming on, and I was talking to all these amazing women, and some of them would succeed and some would succeed, and others were getting, lost in the whole noise of it all. And I started to realize that there was something underneath all of that business, all of that branding, all of that design that was probably more important. And that's us, as women.
Yeah.
We forget ourselves. We're last all the time. And I'm in a basically movement to make women realize, put yourself first. If you come first, you can give so much more, because you can give it from your own personal strength and not exhaustion.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got here, was just by being online and talking to so many people. And when I was feeling a little bit myself, like I was lost in doing brand strategy, that it wasn't giving me the enjoyment that I wanted anymore, because I wasn't helping the way I wanted to help. And then that's where I dove into this and realized that this was a message that I really wanted to give. Yeah, I still help people with their brands and I still do all that stuff, but only for fun now. This is too important to be a sideline.
Yeah, so much.
Yeah, wow.
So much it is.
What's one surprising thing you've discovered about people through your advocacy work?
I think that's a hard one. How do I say it politely?
You don't have to.
It's off limit.
You don't have
You're
to.
fine.
Go for it.
I think the most surprising thing I found, and it's sad and it's funny in the same way, is that women can be our best advocate, but also our worst nightmare, in both to ourselves and to the next woman.
Yes.
Whereas guys have a bromance with each other and support each other, women don't. Not always. That's why I was so excited about working and coming onto this podcast with you two wonderful ladies. There's 2 of you. Yes.
Yeah.
And we need more of that.
Yeah.
You know? So it surprised me on how much a girl will dish another girl before she'll dish another guy.
Yeah.
And that was sad. But what was so funny is when they realize it, the change, and suddenly they become an advocate for other women and they give them a chance that they would have given a guy. And to me, that's just amazing. And when you get that, it's, you're a powerhouse then because you've got connections with other amazing women that can help each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you're an author of the book, The Weight of Yes. Talk us through a little bit of that book. What's the contents? What are we going to gain from this?
Okay. So the biggest thing that I feel, and I know a lot of people are talking about, probably not as much as they should, but we always say yes, or we always say no, but we don't always know that we're saying either. We're just doing what we've been conditioned to do. I'll smile now and say yes. I'll smile now and laugh at that joke. I'll smile now and do what I'm supposed to do. So every time we do that, we're carrying this weight of yes. And we haven't even registered that we did it. You go home at the end of the day and you're absolutely exhausted. And you think, well, I didn't do much today. I just worked. But I smiled at everybody and I was polite and I was happy. But all that, and suddenly you're carrying, every time you did that yes, if you put a stone in your pocket, can you imagine how much weight you're taking home with you each day?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you go into your house, you're still carrying that weight and it's now affecting your home life. And there's a big chance you're going to pick up some more weight while you're there. So then you go to bed with all that weight on and you get up and you repeat it the next day.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So the weight of yes is, and the reason I say take selfish back is because I remember being told one time when I was doing something, and it was totally not even really an important thing, but it was important to me. And I got told, oh, you're so selfish. Why are you doing that? You could be doing this for other people, And I went, oh, and I pulled back. And it nearly took me a month to have the, I suppose, courage to start again.
Yeah.
And I wasn't selfish. I could have probably helped so many people in that month if I hadn't have went and been little again.
Yeah, true.
So women have to claim selfish.
Yeah.
It's our word. When somebody tells you you're selfish, you go, yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Time out.
Well, it's
We need that time out.
massively. And I'm just going to go, Kelly, you're so selfish.
Oh, fine.
And she'd say, no, fuck off. And I go, excuse me, that's selfish.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for this one? If your personality were an adult store product, what would it be and why?
Oh,
Thinking one.
You got me. Okay.
It's a thinking one.
I mean,
You can be totally selfish.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
okay, I'm going to say the, I suppose you call it a whip with the feathers on the end.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because you think I'm nice and soft and most people think I'm a bit of a pushover, but I've got a strong core underneath. And you don't mess me up, otherwise I'm flipping it around and you're in trouble.
Love it. I love that.
Said.
Yes.
Well said. Well, let's get into the invisible weight of yes. What do you think women particularly carry this? Why do women think they carry the pressure to constantly say yes?
I think it's because we're conditioned to do it.
Yeah.
As simple as that. You think about it when you were a young girl.
Yep.
What did you get told that you were good? When you were sitting quietly and playing. If you were running around like the guys, what were you told? Oh, you need to be a little bit tidier. You're going through a phase. You're just being a tomboy. It's not your identity or anything like that. But when you're sitting quietly and doing some colouring in or doing something like you're supposed to, you're a good girl.
Yeah.
And when you're being a good girl, what do? You're low maintenance, you're polite, you're helpful. Mm-hmm. That's what that's defined as. Mm-hmm. So if you start that when you're little, by the time you're an adult, you're so conditioned to believe that you need to be that good girl. So we give these automatic yeses because we're conditioned to give it to them. But because also that we don't even realize we're doing it. There's actually science on this, and I can't remember the name of the guy who did it in the 1980s. Where our brain actually answers for us before we actually register it. And it's just a microsecond. That's where we forget to answer. How many times, you know it yourself, somebody's asked you to do something and you went, yeah, okay, no worries.
Yep.
And then afterwards you went, oh,
damn it.
Yes. Did I do that again? I don't want to do that anymore. That's not what I want to do. Oh. So that's the weight we're carrying, that yes.
Yeah. Well, yes.
So,
What I'm saying to you is
You're saying
yes.
yeah. We've absorbed it from society, from
Yes.
systems, from stories. You go, don't even start on fairy tales.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's still a yes, isn't it?
It
Okay,
is.
it's kind of
It's
still
an agreeable yes, because yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'll just do that then. That's still okay.
Oh,
But if you know you're consciously saying yes, then you own it.
Okay.
So it's not that you can't say yes anymore. It's just that you're aware that it is your choice. If you say to me, hey, can you come on my podcast tomorrow at 3 a.m. in the morning? I could say, yeah, sure, no worries, because I probably would anyway.
Yeah.
But I could also say, oh, no, thank you. I'd like to do it at 6 a.m. when I'm actually awake. Would that be all right? But I could have said the yes because I consciously made that choice.
yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
I'm never going to forget this word.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No, I said no.
You said no.
I know. No, again.
Oh, okay. You've said self-permission is radically underused. What makes giving ourselves permission such a powerful act?
Because if we don't, we give from exhaustion. We give not as good of ourselves as we could. You know what it's like when you're tired, you dial it in.
Mhm.
You kind of give half-assed attempt at doing something.
Mm.
And you do it all with smiles and you look like you're all enthusiastic and nobody probably knows, but you know. But if you gave it from a position of, being fully invested in it, how much more you're going to give? How much more is everybody going to receive? You've seen it. You've been in a room where the energy is low. Well, if you're giving from that energy, how are you expecting to be able to not be in lack, and exhausted and tired and all of those good things that we all, as women, tend to be most days till we register that we are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You're right.
Definitely. You go.
Okay. We often rush from question to answer. What magic happens in the pause, the space between being asked and answering?
This is my favorite thing. When I found out about this, I went, it is so simple. Why were we not taught this like at school? Why were we taught this when we were kids?
Yeah.
But somebody asks you something, pause. Just pause a microsecond, 3 seconds, 5 seconds if you need to, before you answer. And if you don't know how to pause or you still don't know how to answer, mirror it back to them. Say it back. So you want me to do this for you in this amount of time? Oh, sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when that person hears it back, they realize that their expectation was quite unreasonable. But it also allows you to consciously say yes or no. So if you said to me to do something and I wanted to do it, but I still had this kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. I could say, so you want me to do this? Oh, yeah, sure. But I've made that conscious choice. And that's that pause, that moment when it's your decision, your choice. Now, does that mean that you always get your own way? No, I wish. Sorry.
Carry on.
But you get that conscious choice to know it's not what you want to do, but you have to do it, which means you can then still do it with the best of your ability because you're not peeved about having to do it because you acknowledge, yeah, it's not what I want to do, but I'm at work and it's one of the obligations of this job is to be here and do these things. I'm still going to do it at the best of my ability because that's what I do when I turn up and I do my best.
Yeah.
But I have the conscious choice to know that it's not what I want and I've made the decision that I have to do it anyway. Yeah. And that's that space and that's where it changes. Because, I still do things I definitely don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's not going to ever go away. But the conscious choice to know that I'm doing it, I can actually do it with a little bit of, sarcasm or a little bit of, okay, I'm doing this again, especially with children.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like 5. But you're training your brain to realize it too, isn't it? It's more like, as you said before, that minus, that second to 5 seconds, have that think. It just makes so much sense, and especially in our industry too, in the adult industry, we're seeing the younger ladies come in and we're encouraging them to get to know your body first. So going the yeses and nos, what you like, be straight up and forward with yourself, your partner.
Don't lie to yourself and don't lie to your partner. If you like something or if you don't like something, you need to actually say that.
So they need that time to think
Just
also
the process.
and know.
Yeah.
Too. But the good girl pressure, why does it still follow grown ass women around, and how can we finally kick it?
Oh, mate, I don't know how we're going to finally kick it, but I think if we all start trying to kick it together, maybe it'll go away. But I think really and truly, as I said, we've been grown up with this. All we can do, especially as women now, is try to talk about it. The same as what you're talking about with, sex education and all that, is stop making it taboo, stop making it something that we don't talk about.
Yes.
Because the more we don't talk about it, the more it stays,
Yeah.
And it's just because we're so conditioned to it. And, we think, oh, look, we've got so many other things that we can now have to fight about or we have to look after, is this really that important? But it's the foundation. Self-permission is your first step of everything, before self-care, before boundaries, before putting yourself out there as a good girl. If you change the dialect and change the way you talk about it, that your good girl is selfish and she loves herself and she knows what she likes and she knows what she's going to do. Think if you then let somebody else copy you and do the same thing, and then another person, then if you've got children, they do it as well. Somewhere around the track, we're going to lose this good girl image.
Yeah. And powerful, bringing the powerful women in.
Yeah.
Take control. It is control.
Yeah. It very much is sort of control, and it's so outdated.
Yes.
And it's kind of sad, especially you would see it even more so in your industry of, the girls sneak it in and go, oh, yeah, maybe that one, maybe that. They're going, damn, man, I like this, and I like this.
We love those customers. They come in and they own the store and we're like, oh,
yes,
awesome. It's the ones that are sheltered right off that we have to delve the open questions and all that sort of thing and get to know that person within realms of what we're doing, what we are trying to accomplish. But I love seeing the powerful women come in and just knowing and being so confident. It's just so uplifting.
I mean, there's also the females that come in and they look at their, say, male partner and say, oh, I don't know, what do you think? And I will sort of chime in and say, this is your body, you're using it on you. It's how you feel about this particular product. And you say the benefits of the product and what it's for. And sometimes you really want to say, or sometimes I do. And I say, this isn't about you. You don't have the vagina here. So this is about your partner. This is about her. We can touch base on you in a minute when we're finished with you. So, it is about owning yourself and being honest with yourself too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, dropping the whole being weak and insecure, because you're not helping, even in your situation, if she doesn't say what she wants, when they get home with all these amazing toys, what are they going to do? Not do what she wants. So then it goes, oh, well, we don't like toys. We don't use them anymore.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the toys' fault. It was the communication fault.
Communication. Oh, correct. 100%.
Yep.
100%. This is going to be a truth or not.
Truth or not.
Okay,
it's only two questions.
Just a little bit of a fun.
Don't be too scared. Take it away. B2.
Hang on, I'm just going to go for a sec. I'll be back.
Tina, where have you gone?
Off the chair.
Okay, truth or not? Taking a moment before answering isn't hesitation. It's your ultimate power move.
True. Absolutely.
That was a quick answer.
Well, that was an easy one.
Dry.
What do you got there? Which one?
I don't know. I'm trying to focus. I should have brought my glasses. Okay. Every automatic yes costs you energy, joy, and
authenticity. You need the glasses.
In the long run.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We got two yeses.
Really quick. But we did get the yes.
Yes. Yes, you got a yes. And I consciously said yes And it was a pause, but it was very micro.
Oh, I know. I was going to say there was a bit, but you did think. You did think.
Okay. So, Tina, what's been the biggest game changer for how you relate to yourself?
I think the biggest game change for me was I've always been told that I'm a bit of a pushover and that I'll let people get away with things. I never thought I was. I just sort of thought that I'm a bit more go with the flow sort of person. And if it didn't really annoy me, I was quite happy to do it,
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I've realized now is that I can communicate that. So I don't feel that I am perceived as a pushover as much. And it doesn't hurt me as much now when people say to me, oh, you're a pushover. And I go, no, I consciously chose to do that because it was more fun to do that than to listen to a whinge for 2 weeks because I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Good response there. If someone's feeling drained by endless yeses, what's your advice to start reclaiming their energy?
One yes. Just do it for one time and get a win.
Yep.
So don't go and pick up confronting your boss now and, the hardest yes you want to do and expecting it to work the first time. Pick a little one. Yes, do the one. I know this is the best one to do. Oops, my ear thing's just full now. Is in the morning when you get up and you look in the mirror, right, and you usually dish yourself. You go, oh my God, my hair looks like a mess. Oh, yeah, geez, I better put some eyebrows in, Don't. Say, hang on a sec. I can brush my hair. Well, no, not me, but I could put some water and scrunch my hair and it's going to look great. So it's not a problem. I just got to fix it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not dishing myself today. So I've paused before I've dished myself. So you have to have a win then. The next morning when you get up, when you go to dish yourself, you smile because you already know that you're not going to do that one. You'll probably pick something else, and it might take you a while. Suddenly, there's something you've never noticed before is glaringly looking you in the face because it's a habit to pick on ourselves first.
Yeah.
So if you get up and the first pause you do is for you, to you, and get that win, and even if it takes you 2 weeks to keep doing it till you actually make yourself smile, that's still a good step, and that's a good start.
Oh, what great.
Good advice.
What great advice.
I'm going to make sure that you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you're a worry, B1.
I know.
Okay. What's one thing you'd love our listeners to feel less guilty or weird about?
That putting themselves first is not selfish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Simply, hey, today I need some space. I'm putting myself first. Everybody else bugger off or give me 5 minutes, 5 hours, whatever I need. Because if I do put myself first, then when I work and connect with you, I'm going to give you so much more than you would have got if we had put you first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. It's so good talking to you. Any practices or habits you swear by to keep you grounded?
I tend to find that because I'm doing this all the time, I will have a look at it when I start dropping out of doing it consciously. So I nearly consciously make myself do it consciously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get busy and I find myself going, hang on, pause. Even if I'm not in a yes-no situation, it's just, oh, hang on, a pause. Now, what's my last hour been like? If I just agreed to 3 things I didn't want to agree to and done 2 things I definitely do not want to do without consciously thinking about it. And I talk about this all the time and I still do that. So that's my thing is every now and then I'll look at myself and I feel like I've got a bit frantic or I've just not put myself first and I'll remind myself and I'll just go pause.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Your turn.
For me, again. Okay, so before we wrap this up, we just want to know where our listeners can actually follow you or get in contact with you. We'd really love to know so they can be in contact with you.
Well, I have just ended up getting the website selfpermission.com.
Wow. Excellent.
So I was very excited to get that. So you find me where self-permission lives, right there on selfpermission.com.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
You're on social media as well?
Yes. Yes, on Facebook and Instagram, it's got official after it, but everywhere else, it's just self-permission.
Okay. Thanking you.
Awesome. Well, massive thanks to Tina Fletcher for sharing her unapologetic wisdom with us today, making us say yes, but thinking about it.
Yes. I'm loving it.
See, she paused.
I was going to say something smart back to you, but I couldn't think of it.
Don't.
So if we've inspired you or empowered or just ready to say guilt-free no, give us a cheeky or a spicy 5 stars.
5 stars.
But thank you so much again, Tina. It's been so nice to meet you.
Yes, it's been wonderful to meet you. You've driven us to the owner of the store tomorrow. When he asked something, and I paused for 2 hours going, yes. He'll see this and go, oh, bloody Tina. Yes. Empowering women. I love it. I love it. Yes.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you
So much.
It's been a delight.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.